Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be filming a requested video, and this is going to be my current top 10 perfumes for life. It is always so hard for me to film these videos because I hate picking favorites, but I did it. So I'm going to be sharing 10 fragrances that I just can't be without, that I absolutely love, and I'm excited to share them with you. So if you are curious about my 10 favorite fragrances, just keep on watching. Anytime that I see that video request, I'm like, oh boy, they want me to choose 10 perfumes. That is so hard for me to do, but I think I got it here. I will say I feel like I don't fit in when it comes to like the trends and fragrances and what a lot of people like. So with time, I started to realize that I'm a more simple girl when it comes to perfumes. Softer perfumes make me happy. Fragrances that just feel like they mesh with your skin and they become one and you just smell good naturally. I do not like to smell like chemicals, like super strong perfume. I hate that. It's just not me. I don't enjoy them. So I usually go for the musky second skin, fruity florals, aquatic, just feel good fragrances. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys in today's video. So I just wanted to say that because I know that there are some people who are just looking for heavy hitters and beast mode fragrances, and you don't really see that too much on my channel. So let's get right into it. The first one I'm going to talk about, I'm already cheating. This is 2 scents, but I'm going to consider it 1. And I have not used her in so long, so I think for March, I'm definitely bringing this one out. So this is Juliette Has A Gun, Not A Perfume. That's what we're starting with. So this fragrance right here, I remember the first time I ever tried this perfume, I was living in Tampa, and I was not as into perfumes as I am now. And I probably tried it because either Kathleen Lights or Jaclyn Hill or somebody said that they really love this perfume, and I was curious about it. So when I first got it, I remember spraying this fragrance and like thinking to myself, what the heck? Like, this doesn't really smell like anything. This doesn't smell pretty. I didn't like it. It wasn't my thing at that time. I think the one that I had was a travel size. So then when we moved to Puerto Rico and it's hot, it's humid over there, and I decided to give this fragrance another try, so I blind bought it. This became one of my favorite perfumes ever. In the heat, especially in the humidity, it mixes in with your skin and with you, and it just makes you feel irresistible. I could just picture myself in Puerto Rico wearing this because I just have memories of it. So this is beautiful. If you're gonna go out at night and it's hot outside, it's humid, you don't want anything that's gonna make you feel like too much or too floral, too sharp. This is going to have you smelling so good. There is like a woodiness to it, but it's so soft. I always describe this one as like a little cloud just hovering over you, and it smells like misty, like second skin, a little sweet. It's just very unique. It's not going to be for everyone, but this is great for teachers, for nurses, for those of you who might have people close to you all day and you want to smell good, but you don't want something that's going to be too much. Not A Perfume is amazing. What I loved the most about this one was that it lasted. I could smell it on myself the entire time that I was wearing it. So with that said, I then got Juliette Has A Gun, Not A Perfume Superdose. And by the way, this video is not sponsored or anything like that, but if you want to sample Juliette Has A Gun fragrances or niche fragrances, go ahead and check out Twisted Lily. That is where I got the original one from, I believe. They sent it over to me, or I blind bought it. I don't remember, but you can definitely find them on Twisted Lily, and you can get yourself a sample. So no blind buying full bottles. Get yourself a sample, try it out, see how it mixes with your skin chemistry, and their samples are affordable. So I'm also going to put a discount code on the screen for you if you want to go ahead and do some shopping, go ahead and save some money. But here we have Not A Perfume Superdose. This one just took it to a whole other level for me. So I don't think you can knock this one out from my favorites. That's why I put them together, because I love them so much, but she might be even a slightly better than Not A Perfume. I'm in heaven right now. Yeah, I think this one's definitely, it has like a sexier touch to it. So if you want to wear this one like during the day, you want to smell a little more casual, you want to smell good, but you're not giving off like sexy vibes, even though in the heat this does turn very sexy, but it's a little bit more natural smelling. And then the Not a Perfume Superdose kind of has like a sexiness to it. This is another one that I remember I was going to test it out at night. I put it on, and when I went to sleep, when I laid down in my bed and I pulled the sheets over, the scent bubble. It was on point. It was on point, and it smelled like that all night long until the next day when I woke up. So there is something about this line that it lasts ages on my skin. Like it just, I can smell it until I shower. So this is my first pick for my favorite fragrances. I feel like I already did this video for you guys, so I need to search and see which ones stayed and which ones changed. That is also something I forgot to mention before I got started. I changed my mind a lot. If you want to see someone who uses the same thing over and over, this is not the channel. I will get bored on a Tuesday and I will rearrange the furniture in my room because I don't like things to be the same for too long. So I like doing these current top 10 for life. I know some of them will probably always be in my top 10 for life, and then there will be some that I'm kind of feeling at the moment. So I don't want anyone to take these lists like literally the only ones, because there's other fragrances in my collection that I absolutely love. So when it comes to gourmands, I only have one here, and honestly it's not even a super gourmand. Well, I have two. Yeah, I have two gourmands, but I'm gonna talk about this one because I have really been loving this one lately. This is by Rosie Jane, and this is Dulce. So it took me a minute to find this type of scent DNA that worked for me. So this is very, very similar to Bianco Latte. I forgot the name of the house, but it is in that same exact scent category. And I had tried so many dupes for Bianco Latte. Even Bianco Latte wasn't 100% me. I like it, but I always felt like that type of scent DNA was perfect to layer with something else. It never smelled good just by itself on me. It was missing something. Maybe it's because it's too gourmand or too much of those gourmand notes, but Dulce for me is what I was looking for. So when I first got this, I will say when you first buy this, it's completely clear, the liquid. I remember I was not jumping for joy with this one. It wasn't like my all-time favorite, but I just let it sit and I let it sit and I let it sit. And this year, you do get those gourmand notes in there. It's very similar to Bianco Latte, but this has like a woody base that makes it so sexy, and it makes it be not just a gourmand scent. It has a little bit more to it. That woodiness gives it like a sexiness, even though it is a gourmand or it smells very sweet. But this is one that I love, and I definitely see myself using this one like every fall and winter season because it just gets me in the mood for those seasons. But this is amazing. I love it so, so much. It's sweet, gourmand, it's chocolatey. Also has, I believe it's amberwood or moss or something. I don't remember. Beautiful, beautiful scent. So since we're talking about gourmands, I'll go ahead and I'll add this one in. But this one, I don't consider it, like it doesn't smell like something that I want to eat. But I know a lot of people will consider it more a gourmand. I would kind of consider it like a fruity gourmand, fruity floral, gourmandish type of perfume. But this is Ariana Grande and this is Ari, and I have been talking about this fragrance for years. And this fragrance is that Netflix and chill type of fragrance where you're not going to be watching no Netflix. That's what Ari is. If your partner loves sweet, sugary type of perfumes, because if they're into like mysterious, deep and dark and bold, this won't be it. But if they like sweet scents, which a lot of men tend to like, this is a good one. This is like a powder bomb without it being mature. It's powdery, it's fluffy. And then there is, I believe there's raspberry in here. So there is a little bit of a tart fruitiness in here. It's flirty, it's so beautiful. It's fluffy, it's creamy, it's smooth, it's so girly. It's like irresistible. It smells so good. It lasts the whole time that I'm wearing it, so I have no problems with longevity. I can smell it on me the whole time I'm wearing it. It smells absolutely delicious. This one's always going to be, I think, on my top fragrances, and as you can see, that dent is pretty serious. Okay, so next up I have two categories. I have like the second skin musky scents that I have really really been loving. And then I also have like fresh shampoo type of fragrances. You just feel pretty and flirty. So I am gonna go into those right now. If you've been watching my channel, I have talked about this fragrance non-stop, and this is probably like my third bottle. This is Giorgio Armani Ocean di Gioia, and this is the most refreshing, shampooy, most realistic pear that you're gonna smell. It is like if you sliced up a pear. I can smell the pear. Usually when I smell things that say that they have pear in them, it's either a very like gourmand, warm, like baked type of pear, and it's not my favorite. This one is a crisp, juicy, cold pear, and you're eating this while you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and you still smell like the shampoo in your hair. That's the vibes with this one. It's refreshing. It literally smells like you have the ocean in front of you, and this will forever be like one of my favorite perfumes. The beach and the ocean for me were like a big part of my childhood, so anything that makes me think of the ocean and fresh and airy and the beach, it has my heart. So this one is one that I just love so much, followed by another one that I have been wearing for years and years and years, and this is MAC Turquatic. And I finally got the huge bottle after buying maybe like 4 or 5 little bottles. I have been wearing this fragrance since around like 2014, 2015, and I remember I wore this fragrance to my job, and I got so many compliments on this perfume. My boss at the time told me to go and pick up a bottle for her, and then another co-worker ended up giving me money as well to go get her a bottle too. It's a beautiful, very unique, super unique type of smell. It is refreshing. It's a little citrusy. It just feels like the perfect perfume for a mermaid. Like Ariel would wear this, or Moana would wear this. It's so refreshing, yet it feels very put together, and there's a sweetness and there's a fruitiness. I have sprayed myself with way too much today. I need to calm down. Like, this is too much. MAC Turquatic will forever be one of my favorite scents. I hope that this never gets discontinued, because sometimes I'll see it like kind of go away for a little bit, but I think we raved about it a lot in the fragrance community, so I'm hoping they do not get rid of this. But there is also one that's similar to this one, and it is Skylar's Pink Candy. They're very, very similar to each other, but MAC Turquatic is like the perfect mermaid, aquatic, citrusy, refreshing, crisp type of perfume. Now for super duper girly vibes, pink feathers, fluffy, pink room, really, really girly, we have Ariana Grande's Mod Blush. And this is another one that I started off just hating it so much just because of the way that the bottle looks. I told you guys that this was like my pet rock when I first got it. It's ordinario. Like, you're looking at your collection and you see like this blob. Like, what the heck is that? But this perfume, I can't be mad at it. I cannot be mad at it. And these fragrances, they might, to some people, they might be basic fragrances, but I find that they have unique touches to them. They all have something that makes them stand out. And this right here has this pink rose type of vibe, like a rose petals, rose water. It's not a red vintage rose in here. It's really soft, juicy, and youthful, and flirty, and fun, and delicate, princess type of perfume. I can picture like a princess wearing this type of perfume. It's really girly, it's flirty. The scent bubble that I get with this is amazing. It opens up with passion fruit, so it's super refreshing and bright when it opens up, and juicy, really, really juicy. And then the dry down, the rose does start to come through way more in the dry down, but it's like a rose water, a pink rose. It's not a very mature rose. So this is another one that I just don't see myself without. Now let's get into like the second skin, musky type of scents, and the first one is going to be by Rosie Jane, and this is Rosie. So I just turned this one into a favorite. This is like the first month that I really start testing it out, but the amount of compliments that I got with this fragrance, the way that my husband was chasing me around all day while I was wearing this, it has to be on my top 10. And this is like a second skin or a musky type of scent, but it is rose based. Like, I never thought I would say that, but this has rose, it has musk, and it has vanilla. I believe those are the notes, but it translates into this second skin musky type of scent, but this time you have a little bit of rose peeking through. It smells girly without it being too much. It feels musky. It's so good. I got compliments on this fragrance when I went to the orthodontist last week and I smelled it all day on myself. So I was very impressed with it. And again, it's a very everyday, soft kind of fragrance. Maybe I could do another list for like my top 10 like heavy hitter type of fragrances, even though that's not what I reach for all the time. But if I had to, maybe I could do a list for that, because this favorites, if it's 10 for life, I want it to be fragrances that I would really just pick up any day and I know that I'm going to smell good. I don't want to like have to think about it too much. So these are definitely that type of vibe. And Rosie, I recommend it so much. Even if you're not a rose girl, give it a try because it's not your typical rose. Next up, FLur Father Figure. Of course, this one made it to the top. I need to start working the dent in this one bigger. I had a travel size that I was also finishing up. So this one has fig as the fruit in the fragrance. And I will not say that when I smell this, I will tell you I smell fig. But the fig does give this scent of fruity juiciness to the fragrance without it being obvious, without it being too like shampoo-y or anything like that. You definitely have like the second skin musky type of vibe up front. It is a little unisex. It is easy to wear. The patchouli in here is not strong. I am very picky with patchouli. Patchouli can smell dirty on me. It can smell like literal dirt. And I don't get that from this one. I get like sexiness. I feel like it just adds a little bit of a lasting power to the scent, but it doesn't necessarily turn it into a patchouli perfume because that would be a nightmare for me. This is just, it's so good. And it gives kind of like I can do it myself type of vibes. It just has something that I can definitely pick this up every day, any time of the year, and it just smells amazing. You're not trying too hard. It's not too sexy. It's not too much. It's just perfection. Next up, we have the 7 Virtues Amber Vanilla. This one also took me by surprise. So when I first got this perfume, I remember it reminded me a lot of Glossier U, but I was having problems with Glossier U because I would get a lot of like pepper in Glossier U. So some days it was just too much for me. And when this one came out and I tried it, it reminded me so much of Glossier U without all that extra pink pepper. And this one still has pink pepper as one of the notes, but it doesn't give that peppery vibe like Glossier U does. And when this dries down on the skin, again, I wore this one also to go to the orthodontist. This one, it will go on and you will smell good and it'll smell kind of like a musky vanilla second skin. But when it mixes with your skin, it starts turning into the sugary, sweet, musky vanilla scent. It's irresistible as well. And it lasted me the entire day. I had on this like really like fluffy sweater. It almost looks like a blanket. And I remember I smelled it all day until it was time for me to go take a shower. So this is one that I really love. And then to finish it off, I have 2 sexy perfumes. But my sexy is not like, you know, that type of sexy, but this one is discontinued, so I don't like to recommend it. But sometimes there are websites that still sell it. Sometimes FragranceNet will get it, or you know, those types of websites. And this is Gucci Guilty, and I've been wearing this fragrance since I was in my mid-20s. So I picked this perfume up when I went through my divorce, so I don't really talk about that too much, but it is a top 10 for life because it has a lot of meaning to it. So I was in, not to get into details, but in like, let's just say a really bad relationship, got together way too young. I mean, I got pregnant with my daughter when I was 19. So that time of my life was like really hard. I went through a lot. And then finally, when I worked up the courage to just go, to get away, to start fresh, I was single maybe for like a couple months, and I went into Sephora and I bought myself Gucci Guilty. And it just made me feel exactly what I needed to feel in that moment. You are worth it. You are beautiful. You will find someone. Someone's going to love you. And this was before I knew anything. You know, I was just single, I was figuring life out, and I was really getting into perfumes. Gucci Guilty was that girl for me. She is sexy, and it also has notes that I usually don't go for. It has pink pepper, it has patchouli, it has florals that I usually don't go for. I don't remember the notes exactly, but I know that when I look at the notes, it's not usually what I go for. But this fragrance has a lot of beautiful memories of me just putting me first. pretty much. And with that, this turned into my fragrance for my baby shower after I got married to my best friend. It became the fragrance that I wore when I got married in court with him. It turned into the fragrance that I wore for holidays, for parties. It was kind of like my signature scent for a while, and I just love it. And there's just nothing I think that will give me the feeling that Gucci Guilty gives. It is, she's that girl, she's beautiful, she's sexy. I love this perfume and forever will. Recently, I found a fragrance that kind of gave me those same vibes as Gucci Guilty, just a little more dainty, a little bit more like it girl vibes, a little more delicate. So dare I say, this was like my single era, my getting to know myself era, and then FLur's Soft Spot is kind of like the more refined and just, she's married, but she's still sexy. That's what Soft Spot is. So Soft Spot to me, it gives me like money, luxurious, chic, while still being dainty. And by dainty, I mean like in Spanish, I would say like delicado. It's not in your face, it's not obnoxious, it's not too much. And the scent bubble on this girl, I wore this to go to an appointment with my daughter. I still remember going down the stairs and just getting hit with my own fragrance, and it smelled so good. This one smells very feminine. This one has this sexiness yet this softness to it at the same time. It's like a second skin type of scent, but it has a little bit more oomph to it. It's fresh. It's just clean, fresh, sexy, that girl. So Soft Spot made it to my top 10, and it's one that I just never want to be without. With that said, that brings me to the end of my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see when this list changes again. Maybe in like a few months, a year, we'll revisit it. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Comment down below if any of these fragrances are your favorites too. I love it when I get to see my nose twins in the comment section, because I think I have a very unique nose. I don't like what everyone else likes, and I'm thinking to other people my nose might be a basic nose, but hey, I'm happy. I'm happy. Leave me here in the non-niche, non-farm, barnyard, monkey's butt type of perfume side. No lo quiero. These are my favorites for now. Comment down below. Cannot wait to chat with you guys. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.